Welcome to EV Morning. You grab yourself a coffee and we'll bring you EV news. Hello, my name is Martyn Lee. If you like the channel, make sure you hit subscribe and the bell icon so you never miss a brand new show. First up in the news this week is Volkswagen and the ID.4, and a version which you may not have seen. We are talking about the ID.4 GTX. Volkswagen getting ready to put a GTX badge on the back of the ID.4. Spy shots that we've seen have shown the fully electric SUV getting a sleeker variant, and at the rear, more of a coupe-inspired roofline. And rather than calling it something like the ID.4 Coupe, or maybe even the ID.5, as we previously thought, we now know it's going to be called the ID.4 GTX. Not to be confused, though, with a model that they make for China called the ID.4X. No, this new flavour of VW's all-electric zero-emissions SUV will boast all-wheel drive after adding a front-mounted electric motor. The more potent variant is believed to do 0 to 62 miles an hour or 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 6.2 seconds, a significant improvement over the 8.5 seconds in the standard ID.4. The downside, range expected to take a bit of a knock. Now, pricing details are not available at the time of recording, but it goes without saying that the ID.4 GTX, with its swooping, curvy rear, will be more expensive than the traditional ID.4, the base model at least. In Europe, the regular ID.4 kicks off at under €37,000 for the pure model. We'll bring you more news as we get it. Next, Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV is continuing to test and get closer to a customer release. Mercedes-Benz EQS is coming in an SUV variant, and spy shots have arrived in our inbox giving us another look at the forthcoming all-electric people mover. It's related to the EQS sedan or saloon, which is coming next year in 2021. Now, we haven't seen much of the SUV, and Mercedes-Benz definitely are keeping quiet on it, but they are doing some cold weather testing. That's looking at things like how the battery pack and even charging cope in minus temperatures. It's true that EQS SUV sightings have been rare until now, but we do know a few things about this vehicle. It'll join the EQS sedan or saloon in the all-electric flagship realm of Mercedes' lineup as part of the extended S-Class family. However, underpinnings aren't related to the combustion versions, its siblings if you like. The EQS and the EQS SUV will use Mercedes-Benz new electric vehicle platform. It's called the EVA platform, and it's designed from the ground up solely for electric power. That means more space inside the cabin for people and their things, all while keeping the exterior dimensions slimmer. We do know that multiple electric motors for all-wheel drive will be guaranteed on this premium model, and there'll be performance variants too. We have heard that range will be around 400 miles, that's 600 kilometers. That'll vary between models and trim levels. The EQS SUV is part of an onslaught from Stuttgart that'll see 10 Mercedes-Benz EVs in the family by the end of 2022. Renault's electric models are leading the way in Europe. Renault announced that its all-electric car sales in Europe have almost hit 100,000 models, and we're not even done with 2020 at the time of recording this show. That's more than 80% higher than the same time 1 year ago. The majority of those almost 96,000 EVs are all thanks to the Renault Zoe, which continues to be one of the favourite models here in Europe. It doubled year over year. And how many are on the roads from the 3 versions that they've now made? 270,000. Well, this year, Renault Zoe is the top-selling electric car overall in Europe, and it's the top-selling electric car in its home market of France, which is not surprising, but also in Germany, in Italy, Spain, and Portugal. Let's talk trucking, and let's go electric trucking in the USA. Volvo Trucks have officially announced the market launch of their first all-electric truck in North America. It's the Class 8 VNR Electric. Production will take place alongside their conventional stinky diesel versions in Dublin, Virginia, starting early in 2021. Let's take a look at the specs. There'll be a range of up to 150 miles, depending on how you configure it, and 3 different configurations, carrying up to £82,000, 40,000 tons, and those vehicles can do 120 miles fast charging in just over an hour on 150 kilowatt DC fast chargers. There's now more than 1 million ChaDeMo vehicles in the world. The ChaDeMo Association announced recently the number of plug-in vehicles that are equipped with the ChaDeMo DC charging plug, and that number has reached 1 million globally. That's a big achievement for the Japanese global standard. The only other standard with a higher number of vehicles on the road is the Chinese standard. It's called GBT, but that is used only in China. Tesla, well, they've sold more than 1 million EVs, but they're pretty inconsistent in terms of charging inlets. Different parts of the world have different plug sockets. They've got GBT in China, they put CCS combo on here in Europe, and even the different physical versions of CCS 1 and 2. The Nissan Leaf is the biggest contributor to the ChaDeMo 1 million number, over 500,000 of those sold, as we told you about on a recent episode of this show. The Mitsubishi Outlander is a plug-in hybrid, and it sold over 250,000, and they all have ChaDeMo. Also, the Mitsubishi i-MiEV, otherwise known sometimes as the Peugeot Ion, or even the Citroën C0. Over 30,000 of those sold, and again coming with ChaDeMo. As of the end of 2020, there are more than 35,000 ChaDeMo chargers all around the world. And we'll finish off with more charger news this week. This time, Tesla supercharger news. Tesla China VP has been talking about opening up the supercharging network to other brands. For years, the CEO, Elon Musk, has said other automakers are more than welcome to partner up with Tesla for use of their vast supercharging network. Tesla have said in the past that other car makers haven't been able to come up to the standards required by Tesla to use their network. Others have said the price of admission has simply been too high. However, to date, no companies have signed on the dotted line. For that reason, we're not sure what's involved and what it might cost. But now the option is presenting itself in China. Tesla's vice president in China, Grace Tao, recently spoke in an online forum, and the talk was centered around Tesla's supercharging news in China. She said the company isn't ruling out the possibility of offering Tesla charging stations to other EV brands sometime in the future. Is that a good idea? And how would Tesla drivers feel if they turned up to their favourite supercharging station one day to find it was full of other models? Well, that's your news for this week. Thank you for watching. Leave us a comment down below with your thoughts on that story or anything that we've talked about on the show today, and we'll see you next time.